Mike is sure that what he is doing will work out. He spreads a lot of powder on the floor while his wife is sleeping. He goes back to bed and pretends like nothing happened. He wakes up startled, and his wife is no longer in bed. He gets up and goes to check if the plan worked. He observes footprints in the powder and becomes furious, saying things can't stay like this. He searches for his wife and asks where she went. Alana is startled by his sudden appearance and says she went for a walk, as she always does. He remains suspicious and asks if she went by car. She says yes. He tells her that if she was going to exercise, she should have walked. She asks him not to start that conversation, grabs a bag, and decides to leave. Mike takes her bag and looks inside. He finds a pair of pants and asks if she's seeing someone else. Alana tells him not to talk nonsense. He asks again, "Whose pants are these?" She says she doesn't know, they must be his. He says they're not, he knows his own clothes very well, and besides, these are cheap pants, he would never buy something like that. Alana doesn't know what happened. A few days ago, some coworkers came to visit her, maybe it's one of theirs. Mike doesn't believe it, he won't be easily convinced. Alana asks him to stop being paranoid. Mike thinks she's making a fool out of him. She thinks he hasn't noticed that while he works at night, she goes out. Alana says that for him, work is all that matters. He doesn't even care about what's important to her. He only thinks about work. He asks her not to get involved in his business. Alana says her husband never has time for her. What does he expect? For her to stand still like a statue? She needs to go out, to live. He wants to understand what she means by that. Does it mean she's seeing another man? Does it mean she has another man to go out with? Another man to listen to her? Alana is tired of his suspicions and paranoia. She says he's toxic, he needs help. She's tired, she wants to leave. He stops her, wants to know where she's going. Alana replies that it's none of his business. Mike tries to get into Alana's car, but it's full of bags and her belongings. He takes a look until he finds a space where he can fit and hides there. Alana leaves the house and gets into the car. She adjusts herself but doesn't notice Mike's presence in the back seat. She takes out her phone and calls someone. It's her friend. She tells her friend that she'll meet her at the cafe soon, but before that, she's going to see Peter for a bit, but asks her friend not to tell anyone. She asks her friend to be discreet, and they'll meet later. They say goodbye, and Alana hangs up the phone. She meets Peter and asks how he's doing. He says he's fine. And her? Mike can't contain his fury and gets out of the car calling for Alana, saying he knew she was a liar. She asks him what he's doing there. Mike says he's proving that she lied to him. Alana says that's not at all what he's thinking. How not? Mike is seeing with his own eyes that she lied. What he doesn't understand is how she can prefer to be with a dirty beggar instead of being with him. He asks if she's not going to say anything. Mike wants to start a fight, but Alana stops him. Can't he see that she's just trying to help Peter? He has no food, no clothes, nowhere to live. He asks if she's now helping the needy. Alana says she has a charity. That's what she does while her husband ignores her. Mike asks if that's true. Why didn't she say that before? He could have helped, done something. Alana says she didn't tell him because all he cares about is work. Mike doesn't know what to say. Alana says he's not the same person she fell in love with. Mike says he had no idea about all of this, but Alana says that's the point, he doesn't pay attention to her. Mike apologizes and says he can help. His work brings in a lot of profits, so it's easy to help. He asks her to accept it, so she can buy something for Peter, maybe food and some clothes. She says she'll think about it, but wants him to promise not to involve his work in the situation. She doesn't want to deal with the consequences it would bring. She wants to do her work in peace. Mike apologizes for doubting his wife, and apologizes to Peter for embarrassing him like this. Peter says it's okay, and Mike wants to do everything he can to help.